open it up. Not usually. I don't get any. I mean, I see it light my icon in my desk tray will light up, but I don't get pop-ups or notifications or anything like that. What things? Oh yeah, yeah. No. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go out to the stream just to check your audio check before we kick off here. Checkity check check. Can you hear me now? Yep. Yes, I can. Unfortunately, no. Players can't grant themselves. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm so ready to play and finish this adventure. Because I'm pretty sure everybody else is too. I just hope I can remember what's coming next. Yeah. Yep. Get out, get back out in the real world. No, no, they've been in this dungeon for about like 4 months real time now. All right, here we go. Monkey. True story. And we made it. We have made it back. It has been so long. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Agora Quest, our Heroes of Kreistrich edition, our Paranland edition, of which we have been running for quite some time now. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us on a fine, what is it? Friday night. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even remember what day of week it was. So anyway, you know who we are. We know who you are. If you're new here, welcome though. Old hands, welcome back. Cardman, see you out there in chat. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to spend a little bit of Friday time with us. I am Sean, your host. They are the players. We have a full crew tonight, kind of, sort of. Paviskro's kind of doing his wizardly thing and walking invisibly along the astral plane, popping in every now and then to drop some words of wisdom and the occasional fireball upon us. Monkey, however, could not be here tonight. So, yeah. So our beloved cleric has much in the way that an intellect devourer assumes the possession of a body. Teddy Grams is with us tonight. Josh is going to be sneaking in and playing Master of Puppets of Charikas, our beloved cleric, while Monkey is away. So welcome, Josh. Josh is normally on our Thursday stream, our limited edition, limited engagement Forgotten Realms game, which I want to talk a little bit about last night. But before we do, just recall, we are here every Monday for your first edition love. We're here every other Friday for your 5th edition love. And then, of course, as I said, we now have a limited engagement. In fact, I believe the next time we play, which is not next week, but the following Thursday, will be our final session of that adventure, barring the party reverting to their old ways of taking 45 minutes to decide if they're going to go left or right in the hallway. If they do that, then we may stretch it out for another month or so. But I'm expecting our next session to probably be our last, at least online, and then we will regroup ourselves with some players back to face-to-face game here at the house. So hopefully you can join us on any or all of those streams. I know some of you guys are hardcore fanatics about game streaming, and you like to join us, and we definitely appreciate the love every time. Of course, don't forget, get your Nat 1s and your Nat 20s in early, as they are only good for the current stream. As of right now, nobody has any, obviously, any of those abilities. However, if you want to help support the stream, for every 200 bits you cheer, you can grant advantage to any player, or, of course, I, your humble DM, am always willing to absorb that as well. As I said, for 200 bits, you can grant advantage. Yeah, you can grant advantage to any player. Those do last from stream to stream, because if you're going to spend your hard-earned coin to help support us, then obviously I'm not going to just take it away right away. So right now, Paviskro has a trio of advantage that he could use. Charikas, you have 5 advantage rolls that you can use. And those can be done anytime before or after the dice roll. So if you roll and you decide that it's not good enough and you want to use one of your advantages, you can do that. It's kind of like inspiration, but it's just a roll to take your dice roll to roll it at advantage. So just be aware that you have 5 of those on hand should the need arise. What else? Oh yeah, so don't forget, you can always click that little follow button. Always try to get our numbers up. If you're already following, don't forget to text, call, and write. Drop a letter in the post mail for you old school folks to all your friends, family, and coworkers. Let them know who and where we are and where you can find us, because we're always willing to. We're like our southern border. We are wide open to letting everybody in. What else? Last thing. If you do like Greyhawk content, that is where all of our games are, with the exception of our Thursday game. Those guys are weird. But all of our games, all of our sessions are set in the world of Greyhawk. Well, you know it's true. Have you seen Kyle? Oh, come on, man. All right, come on. So anyway, if you're into Greyhawk, check out the Greyhawk Creatives team page out on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/team/Greyhawk Creatives. And check out all of the different content providers that are listed on that page. Give them a like, give them a follow, give them a little bit of love and support. You just might get something back out of it. A lot of those providers have giveaways and a lot of really cool old school content, stuff like that. So I encourage you to go check all of them out. Just let them know where you came from, who sent you, so that we, like I said, we can kind of spread the love of our own channel out there. So let's talk about this particular channel before the ad thing comes back around. I've already clicked it twice to say no ad so I can get through this. Our party for the past several weeks has been searching up and down through the southern mountains, or the mountains, I should say, south of Perrinland, known as the Yattle Mountains, Y-A-T-L, the Yattle Mountains. They have been searching for a hidden trove of magic items or treasure that allegedly belonged to the witch queen Iggwilv. Iggwilv was an archmage who, back thousands of years ago, subjugated the region. Her and her armies of demons and whatnot pretty much decimated the surrounding lands and ruled with an iron thumb until one day the peoples of Perrinland stood up together, combined their forces, and threw her down. Her lair, her base of operations, if you will, was rumored to be somewhere in these southern mountains. And our party spent several weeks traveling up and down the mountains trying to find it. And eventually they did. Several days ago, a staircase leading down into the Underdark beneath the horn of Iggwilv. It's a huge mountaintop that looks it's shaped almost like a hunter's horn. And so the party has been traipsing their way beneath that for a few days now. They've gotten into several scraps. They've met all kinds of fiendish and hellish creatures, everything from a giant to Formian giants to a pair of djinn to a huge group of gargoyles. They took on a death slod and managed to survive. So they have been through hell and high water until finally, at last, they find themselves in the inner sanctum of Iggwilv's lair, and there they found a woman with porcelain skin and ruby red lips and raven black hair, dressed in this beautiful gold filigreed armor, and she had this massive bastard sword laying clasped in her hand and stretching down the length of her body. Perfectly preserved nonetheless. No rot, no decay, no nothing at all. And it was then that as they were moving down there, they realized that she was a vampire by the name of Drelnza. And they all, I believe, as you learned last session, Drelnza is rumored to be the daughter of Iggwilv herself. And so after a heinous battle with Drelnza, the party finally managed to slay her, and she disappeared. Well, you slew her, and she disappeared in a puff of smoke. And so we're not sure, is she dead or is she just banished to her own plane like many demons are when you slay them? So the party is unsure. However, with that, we have managed to go through the treasure of this entire room, and a treasure vault it was, including jewelry and gold. Of course, Drelnza's sword itself, they got. There was a huge tome the Demonomicon of Iggwilv, which they've come to realize is a book detailing all of Iggwilv's research on various demons and whatnot. And it was, all of the pages were fashioned out of human flesh, including the bindings and the cover of the book. And so that book currently Perviskro is in possession of, because apparently his old sect notified him as he was on his way into the dungeons or finding the dungeons, that they would really prefer that book to be given to them for safekeeping, for they are known as the Silent Ones, and their whole purpose is to harbor, protect, and destroy, if possible, ancient evil artifacts and whatnot. But they are basically a rather powerful group of wizards and warlocks and sorcerers, as I said, whose sole purpose is to basically contain and log and record history of all magic items and whatnot. And their tower to the south in the land of Keeland is well known as a fortress and a library of arcane items. And so Paviskro apparently used to be part of that sect. It's not known how he left, because once you're part of the Silent Ones, you just don't leave. But apparently Paviskro did. So they found him, which was a little bit unnerving to him, and told him that when he gets this book that he needs to make sure that they get it. But just as important, you found an item known as the Lanthorn. The Lanthorn of that was hanging. Yeah, it is. It's that I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a lantern, right? But it is an artifact level item as well. It contains many different powers that have been described. I'm not going to go through all of them again. It's powered by gems. Every time you use a power that it has, it eats through some of the gems. And then whenever it is expired or expended, you have to replenish the gems. Like I said, to kind of keep it powered. But it is a rather powerful and rather dangerous item as well. However, that was what apparently is the item that our very own Ragnar was here looking for, because somehow, some way, this Lanthorn is going to aid his family as well as the tribe of dwarves back up in his home city of Iggwilv. And back up in his home city of Iggwilv, the last known descendant of the kings of a dwarven clan that was annihilated by denizens of the Underdark centuries ago, by the name of the Kund clan. This Kund clan apparently does have, it has been verified as the last known descendant of the kings. And so this dwarf apparently is trying to find a way to bring the Kund clan back. But when the Kund clan fell those centuries ago, the last king put a large or a huge curse and a spell upon the whole area, so it's been unknown where it is or how to get to it all of this time. And apparently Dowd's Lanthorn is something that will provide a key or a way to at least find where the last king fell, the throne room and the treasure room and all that other good stuff. And so that is where we find ourselves now, as our party, as I said, has just completed their battle with Drownza, and they have begun to sort of investigate this entire room. Now, the room you're standing in, just as to revisit, let me lower this down a little bit. Yeah, it's essentially a bowl, right? So you guys are in the lower half. The upper half, it's like you're standing inside a ball, right? But the floor itself has a smooth, flat area where you're standing, where the sarcophagus is upon it. And as I said, the stand where the book is on it, and a bunch of treasure here. But the walls themselves are all smooth and curved. The ceiling itself is curved and painted to make it, as you're looking up, it looks almost as if you're looking into the night sky. Um, all around the room, however, you can see there are ledges um, that stick out over, and that's where you guys were. You can see Tarikas is standing on the ledge now. He's about 30 feet above everybody, looking down into the bowl. At the edge of each one of these ledges is kind of a wicker, um, uh, one of those like panels that people stand behind to undress. It's kind of like that, but it's not solid. It's lattice work, so it's interwoven, so you can kind of just see through it a little bit. But you can push them out of the way, and that's how you guys kind of saw down into the area where she was. And so, like I said, as you guys sort of stand down looking into this area, you've collected everything that I think you can collect as far as treasure goes. But now it's time to decide, what are we going to do now? Yes. Uh, um, yep. Yep. Um, look in here. So, yeah, you guys got the lantern. You guys, there is 150 gold piece gems, and I'm just going to give you this. You guys can calculate it out. There's 150 gold piece gems. And this isn't one of the crystal bowls, like as you guys were, like I said, there's sort of these crystal bowls have spilt over. A lot of it was destroyed, the crystal wise, and all the glass is destroyed, but the gems are relatively in good shape. But anyway, there were 150 gold piece gems, one gem at 400 gold piece. Let's see, all the other porcelain and all the stuff was destroyed. The brazier that's sort of standing at the end of like down here. There's a brazier that's sort of standing that had incense burning in it. The tripod itself is made of solid silver, and the bowl that sits on top of the tripod where the brazier had the incense in it, that all combined is worth 2,000 gold if you want to take it. It's about 4 feet high, so it's not too bad. Probably fit in the bag of holding. Um, uh, and the magic detection that was done, actually, the incense that sits on top of that brazier, the incense itself radiates as magical. And last but not least, Drones' bastard sword, of course. Okay. I think the only magical, like I said, I gave you the lanthorn stuff last time. Now, yep. So the incense is incense of ever burning. So in other words, the incense will burn, but it never stops. You can put it out, but it never goes away. Right. So it's you can light it up forever and ever and ever, but it never gets diminished. Um, the armor that she was wearing is in fact magical plate armor. But as he sort of puts his hands over it and tries to identify, first of all, it's +2 plate armor, but it has an evil taint baked into it, so that whoever should wear this armor will slowly be absorbing this evil taint until their personality will slowly shift to sort of match the evilness of the armor itself. That's how much evil was baked into this thing. The sword As soon as he goes to handle the sword, he immediately drops it. The sword itself is a sentient item, a powerfully evil sentient item. And as soon as Paviskro went to put his hands on it, it leaped out into his mind and demanded that he scale the walls and kill that bastard standing up on the wall, or standing up on the. Yep. Yep. As it demands that he get up there and slay Tarikas, because anything that goes against the wishes of its master, of the abyss, needs to be slain where they stand, no questions asked. And as he's sort of getting that, he was able to drop the weapon. But you do realize that it is a sentient, chaotic, evil bastard sword. And he knows right now, at a minimum, anything good will be forced, the wielder will be forced to slay. Now, of course, you can try to overcome it with your own willpower, but it is a very, very powerful demonic item. And so I believe he dropped it. So he didn't get too much out of it other than it was magical, and it does have some powers like some different language speaking ability, but by then he had to drop it. It's a best. I would put it along the lines of a great sword. Technically it's a first edition bastard sword, which is like a long sword, but in this game for me, I made it more of a great sword. Yeah, I'm just make it a +4. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And the lanthorn itself, by the way, is about 2 feet tall, just so you know. It's about 2 feet tall and a foot wide. It's got lenses on all four sides. It's in, as you recall, it's powered by 10,000 gold pieces of crushed gems in the base. And then it comes with lenses in the shape of gems, in the shape of lenses that can be put over the four edges, and the gems will power different magical abilities by the wielder. Um, so what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about. Paul's giving us 100 bits. Thanks, brother. We're just going to save that 100. It's technically 200 in this game, Paul. Sorry. 100 is my first edition game. But if you wanted me, I can carry it over to my first edition game. I'll just put it on the notes over there that you gave me a +1. But in this game, it's a 200-bit cheer to give advantage, because we don't do the +1 thing here. It's all advantage or no. So, but that's cool. We can. Okay. So, as you guys stand around looking. Yep. Yeah, that was one of the things about the whoever is the possessor of it. Um, if it happens to run out while you are possessing it, you die. So, okay. As you stand now looking, it appears that you have attained what you wanted. Now it is just a matter of extricating ourselves from this hellhole and finding our way back home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. Oh, and this. Well, I didn't. I say sarcophagus, but it's just like a big stone slab sitting on top of a. Oh no! Well, you have it. There might be. There is a. It has a base, and then it's got the big table on top of it. So there might be something under the top of the thing. But yeah, she was laying. Yeah, she's laying on. Yeah, she was laying on top of the stone slab when you got there. She was not inside. So, but the base is big enough that it's not like a tiny base. It's a big, huge square base. So it's quite possible that there's something in it. Well, you could. You could push it open if you wanted to try. So I don't remember. Yes, I think he was because backstory. Our original face-to-face game that Jacob was in, we had a paladin. Every time he came to the sarcophagus, he had to open it. Didn't matter where it was. He ended up releasing a mummy. He released a vampire. He released deadly poison gas. And everybody's like, "Don't touch the sarcophagus." And go, I got to know what's in there. So, yep, he did. He did. It was a mummy's crown. So, anyway, as you guys are looking, this definitely could be a sarcophagus. It doesn't really have the look of the normal sarcophagus with the carved stone top and all that stuff, like it's a crypt. It looks like a stone table with a big, huge base, but it definitely, if you wanted to try to move the top of the table off, they don't look connected. Okay. All right. As he detects magic, he does, in fact, detect that there is some magic coming from inside the. How are you guys? How are you getting up there? Because it is 30 feet up to the top, and okay, you had the spider climbing, yeah, yeah. Okay, all right, all right. Hey, there we go. Thanks, Paul. All right, nice. What? Yep. So you got 200 here. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, man. Feeling the love. So the DM now the DM has an advantage. Paul's not our favorite viewer. He's our only viewer, but we don't care. That's that's what I said. The only reason people come to watch ours is to see how not to run a stream. So that's what I'm saying. So, we appreciate. Thanks, Paul, man. Thank you very much, sir. That's I feel the love, man. Really, definitely appreciate that. So you guys have there is a rope from where Tarikas is going down. Um, uh, Sorry, Ethan used the spider climb to go up there, which leaves Nailo and Ragnar down in the trough. Okay. It is going to be now. It's going to be an athletics check, DC 20, please. If you both go, you don't get advantage, but I will lower the DC to 15. All right, easily enough. Yeah, both. Look at there. How about that? How about that? Could not plan that any better. As you guys put your backs into it, you're straining and straining, but nothing's happening. But suddenly you hear this sort of a cracking sound as the mortar and stuff that sealed the top to the bottom gives way, and the top of the table begins to slowly grind over the top of stone until eventually you pushed enough off to see inside. There is a hollowed out trough large enough to fit a body, although there is nothing in there. But you do see glints of metal, looks like perhaps coins and jewelry inside the trough itself. Yeah, he has to touch it for identification. Yep. All right. So no, as he's no, you don't have to touch it for magic, but inside he sees. First of all, you can see that there are several pieces of platinum jewelry studded with various jewels and gems, and there are a few pieces of large pieces of jewelry in there. Additionally, there looks to be what appears to be a brass cage of some kind, and that is what is radiating the magic. Okay, gonna pick it up and identify. Is that what I'm? I mean, he can't. He can detect. He can detect it's magical, and it's some kind of it's some kind of enchantment magic that's coming off of it. So he begins his incantation of sorry, I have to get my calendar up here. So I forgot to start the clock. He gets his spell book out and he begins ritually casting this his identify spell. First of all, he manages to pull out the treasure, and the first thing he pulls out, as I said, is a platinum tiara that's studded with hundreds of diamonds, probably valued about 5,000 gold. Oh, I'm sure that they could, but you don't know how much each diamond is worth. But combined, it's worth about 5,000 gold. In additionally, he pulls up a necklace that would befit a king or queen, as it stretches probably about a foot and a half long, and it's just completely hanging with rubies and sapphires and other glittering gems. This is probably worth. This. Come on, man! You guys are interrupting me. Paviskaro is now the prettiest princess. I like it. This jeweled necklace that would hang about. If you hang it on your shoulders, it would hang down into your chest area. Is probably worth another 5,000 gold. A bracelet that is complete. It's more like a bracer, but it's just a bracelet. So it's a little band that's about 2 inches wide of hundreds of gems finely woven into this platinum coif that it's attached to, and it clasps underneath, and that's worth about 2,000 gold. And last but not least, there is a platinum ring encrusted with the finest, tiniest gems you can imagine, just all delicately placed, which would be worth another 3,000 gold. And he pulls all of that out and sort of hands to you guys. And he goes and he grabs a hold as he's detecting and identifying this brass object. And as he picks it up, it immediately flashes that this is some kind of a prison that creatures can be stuck into. And as soon as he touches it, suddenly bursting from the cage and appearing is this strange, odd, tentacle-like creature. It's time to go to combat. And everybody roll initiative, please. Why is this not? Oh, no wonder. Need to get Nailo's dragon out of there. And need to get the drift globe out of there. I gotta look at what is. Dang it, do it again. For some reason, Pavisco has some kind of a. What is. He's got this little symbol on his thing, and I don't know what it is. Oh, he's exhausted. That's right. I forgot. Yeah. I am going to say that this is going to be an Arcana. So you have heard of creatures like these. They're from one of the elemental planes. They're known as Zagyi and Zagyaz. And this particular one, you're not sure which one it is, but you do know that it is from one of the elemental planes. But what they're like, what they are exactly, whatever, you're not 100% sure. You only know that they are. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you just know that they're that's where you're getting it from. You just know that they are elemental creatures. And why is my music not playing? This is really irritating the shit out of me. Oh, that's why. Because I think it's on. It's that you don't know. Again, they're elemental creatures, so they probably have some kind of intelligence. Um, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any detailed descriptions on what they are or anything like that. So unfortunately, I can't give you that. So with that being said, as we are at the top, as we begin our combat, let me clear out this first. And Ragnar, you are up. As this thing, it's not really massive. It's probably about 3 feet around, but it has these sort of waving tentacles underneath it. That look to be a little bit on the dangerous side, as you don't know where it came from, but it appeared right in front of you, and it lashes out. It's lashing its tendrils out at you as it attacks. No, it's an actual solid thing. It looks to be like flashes of fire and stuff running through it. So you're not really sure. But it, like I said, it's pretty wicked. Think about a huge bulbous onion looking thing that's sort of orangish color with all these roots hanging down it. Yeah, it has layers. Oh, sorry, my wife was taking. No, a 15 does not hit. Okay. Uh, Sorry, my wife was interrupting me. Nailo, you're up. No, but she does anyway. Um, give me a give me a persuasion check, please. Sure you are. Not Josh. Shades of Thursday night. Shh. Persuade it to attack. You have persuaded it to attack fiercely. It now has advantages on all its attack rolls. All right, Nailo, that is your action, but you still have movement. Anything that you want to do? All right. All right. I got to make sure I know what its range is, because uh, come on now. What the hell? Well, that's really bizarre. I'm trying to click on its. thing to see, but it goes down and it bounces back up, and I think I know why. I'll bet you that's why. Yep. Okay, I'm just making sure what its range of attack is. So, Ethan, you're up. 21 hits. 12 does not now. All right. I'm just sorry. I am looking to see. I want to see how many numbers of attacks it gets. I just want to make sure that I look at and see. Okay. All right. So you did 7 damage. I want to make sure it applied. Yep, it did. In my other game, I actually have to manually apply it. This one, I remember it automatically does. All right, Tarikas, you are up as you see this strange bulbous creature with these long tendrils dangling suddenly fade into existence as Paviskro realizes that by touching this item, it released the creature that was inside, and now that creature is attacking your friends down in the bowl. Nice. As the creature fails its saving throw, and I want to make sure it took off, and it did take off. So you guys watch, and you hear this huge gong go off as the creature is visibly shaken as the toll of the dead sort of blasts around it. Yeah, it automatically did. Yep. But it rolled d12s. No, it did roll it. Yep, it rolled. Yep, but you're correct. So whenever you do, I don't know why it did it like that, but usually it gives you the option to roll one or the other. I don't know why. Yeah, yeah. Whenever you cast the spell, if it gives you the option, cast it as versatile, because that means that the creature's been damaged, and that means it'll roll its alternate damage of d12. So go ahead and roll 2d4s for me. Just do it manually at the bottom. I like it. Snake eyes. Shades of last night. So you did an additional 2 points of damage. Yep. All right. As you guys pummel on this thing, and it is not happy as it first moves right here, it is going to take 1 attack against Nailo. "17 misses Nailo." As you watch as the tendril lashes out at Nailo and she dodges it, you watch as this small little bolt of bluish energy goes blasting at Paviskro. It slams into Paviskro, but fortunately he deflects it with his shield, taking no damage. Paviskro, you're up. We got you, Paviskro. She's running. Nice. Oof. Nice. Make sure it took it. You are correct. That's weird that I don't know why. I got to figure this out, man. So this. Yeah. Yep. So it doesn't matter. We're good. So, with that being said, as we go back to the top of the order, Ragnar used his up. Nice. 23 hits. Nicely done. Make sure. Yep. 11 hit points of damage as you slam into it with your massive axe. Is it for you? Nailo Handar, you are up. 14 misses. 16 misses. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oops. That's no good. I don't want that. Where's my. Hmm. Good. Okay. All right. Sorry, just taking some measurements. Ethan, you're up. Okay. So dexterity and strength checks it is. Nice. 21 hits. 6 hit points of damage. Very well done. Yep. That took it off. Nice. Second blast misses. Cool. Did it for you? Tarikas, back to you. Oops. Let me. Yeah. So because it's been damaged, when you do Toll the Dead, make sure you select Versatiles so that if it fails its saving throw, it'll do D12s instead of D6 or D8s. Nice. As it makes its saving throw, it made its saving throw, rolled an 18. So no apparent damage. That's weird. I don't know how it got that damage, but okay. All right. As we are back to the creature, as he once again targets Nailo. Oops. Let's undeselect, reselect. As its tendril lashes out at you. Misses. Yep. As you watch as another one of these little bolts of energy go flying. This time it goes flying up, slamming into Ethan for 8 hit points of necrotic damage. Viskronos. Well, hit points and damage. Where'd it go? Okay, I need to take off 8 more, so that is that. Okay. Back to the top of the order we go. Ragnar Stormhelm. No way. I'm telling you, dude. Nailo. Sorry, Ragnar. I didn't want to assume you weren't going to do anything else. Okay. The 21 hits. Was your hex? I don't know. I don't have your character sheet, so I don't know. That's a spell, right? Oops. Didn't want to do that. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be just a D6. Oh, good. It took it off too. 10 hit points of damage. Nice. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it's damage. It doesn't really matter on its thing here. 14 misses it. Oh, wait a second. Are you kidding me? So then why has this been... I don't know. It's probably something I'm doing here, but I don't know why it's been taken off the damage. These things actually have immunity to all kinds of damage, but it doesn't say like unless it's non-magical, but I'm gonna treat it like that. So as long as it's magical damage, then it'll hit, which you guys should be okay because every one of your hits has been magical. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up this thing and see because, well, it literally says on the sheet. But the thing is, I think this is one that I had to create because it wasn't one of the 5e creatures. But it's immune to acid, cold, lightning, psychic, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So there's not a lot that hurts it. But that was, but I know I don't want to go through the arguing of the rules or talking about the rules. We're fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just saying I didn't realize that, so it probably should have had something built in where it took like no damage if it was non-magical, right? So, but I don't think you guys have to worry about that. So that's how I'm treating it. Yeah, everybody does right now. So, all right. So Nailo hits. Anything after that? All right. Okay. Ethan, you're up. A 10 misses. And a 14 misses as well. All right. Rikus. So, you guys have not even gotten halfway. As the guiding bolt misses. Just a bit outside. As the creature is back up, this time its tendril goes after the dwarf. As he misses the dwarf, as once again a bolt of necrotic energy goes streaking across the chamber, striking into Ethan for 9 hit points of necrotic damage. Don't know. Don't know, but it's just a straight ranged attack. It's not. It doesn't say anything about. Let me double check. It doesn't say anything about half damage on it for a deck save. So let me. Yeah, it's just a standard roll attack damage, 30-foot range. Doesn't say anything about saving throws, so I'm not sure. I mean, I'm gonna open up its details and look and see. Yeah, for some reason. Okay, that's why. So that was in building the thing. There was I built it off another creature, and it had a saving throw, DC 15, dexterity, whatever. But that not for this. That was for whatever the other creature was. So, and you failed your concentration check. So, yeah, I just fixed that on the necrotic bolt. So, all right. So your concentration has now stopped. So it no longer has the oh, what did you cast on it? Dex. Thank you. No longer on the Dex. All right, Proviskro, you're up. Okay. So that's another 8 more. Hey. Yodoki. Ragnar, you are up, sir. 16 misses. Hey. Nailo. What? Now you just can't hit nothing. Nailo. Okay. All right. 13 misses. What was that? 2 misses. I like it. My favorite is when you guys miss all the time. Ethan, you're up, sir. Death from above. Oh no. Yeah, get used to it, man. Boom, boom. 2 misses as both of them shave right across the top of Ragnar's head. The little top knot there gets singed a little bit as it hits the creature, but it's like the energy just whoosh, dissipates right off of it. Tarikas, you're up. Don't forget, you've only got one first level and one second level spell. Okay. Yeah. That's probably sorry, let me as the creature makes its saving throw, it needed a 16, it rolled a 17. No damage. All right, as the tendril slams out at Nailo. Nailo gets hit with a 21 as she shields and deflects as it now misses Nailo. As one of those little necrotic energy bolts now lashes out and hits or bounces off of Iskro as he misses. Mm-hmm. Yep. Proviskro, you're up. Yeah, he's going to use all of his. 15, nice. Yeah. Ragnar, you're up. 16 does not hit. All right. Nailo. Just for record, its armor class is 19. Oh, so close. Too bad we don't do +1s here. 19 hits with the dagger +2. Nice. 12 hit points of damage as you see that this thing is beginning to show signs of wear and tear. Ethan. Yep. 20 hits for 9. The second one misses. Tarikas, you're up. You can't keep making a saving throw every time. Yes, I can. It makes its saving throw with a 23. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Monkey says, I'm going to try something different this time. Toll the Dead. Just so you know, that's not level. That's a curved wall that goes straight down. So you can only move 15. You can only move 15 feet. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. As the necrotic bolt hits Perviskro. Perviskro can use his reaction to cast a spell if he wants. Nope, too late. He's already hit. For 12 hit points of necrotic damage as it follows up. Now that it knows it can hit him, it follows up with the tendril. And of course he misses with the tendril. Stupid dice. Perviskro, you're up. Fireball! Mm-hmm. How many has he got left in there? All right, so why is this not taking the charges off? Because it says he's still got 6 charges left, and he's already, because the sheet. You sure that you're not talking about the cavalry? Because his cavalry shows 2 off, but I just want to make sure. Okay. Just want to make sure because my version is showing 6 out of 7, so I want to make sure that they're coming off 2 out of 7. Yeah, see, there's something. All right, Ragnar. Oh, so close. Hey, it's got a high armor class, so Ethan. Why are you rolling? It's Ethan's turn. Oh, sorry, I actually moved past you. Sorry, Nailo. Yeah, sorry, Ethan, you're up. My bad. 11 misses. 25 hits for 9 hit points of damage. Nice. As you start pummeling at this thing, blasting little bits and pieces of it away as it's whittling down. Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I like it. All right. As you attempt the guiding bolt at it, it turns immediately and launches a necrotic bolt at you, striking Tarikas with a 22 for 7 hit points of necrotic damage as its tendril lashes out at Nailo. Come on now. With a miss. Yeah, whatever. Right. All right, Barisco, you're up. Nice. 3, 4 total, so another 8 coming off. Okay. All right, Ragnar, you're up. Hit it, damn it. Just freaking hit it. Yeah. Round 7. Oh, a crit. Nice. Well, hang on a second. You critted it. Oh, it rolled the extra 8. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, cool. All right, action surge to go again. Oh, and he hits again for 6 more hit points of damage. Very nice. As you guys hear this roar come from somewhere deep in the belly of Ragnar, and he swings his mighty axe, cleaving through this thing as you watch half of its tentacles go flying everywhere in this huge swath as he comes back with a backswing, cleaving a big long gash along the back of this creature. You see now this oozing pus running all down the sides of it, dripping onto the floor as its life essence begins to drip away. Nailo, you're up. 11 misses. 16 misses. Ethan. I don't know why you keep turning right. Back where I came from. Tarikas. Jump on it. Do flying cowboy and land on it. Nice. As it makes its saving throw with a 22. Well, you hitting it, right? That has nothing to do with it. The fact is that the creature has to make a wisdom saving throw, and its wisdom its wisdom is 8. It's got an 18 wisdom, so it gets like a +4 on its wisdom saving throws. All right. As the Zagyi, not happy with Ragnar, swings with his tendril, missing. Oops, it accidentally did it. Yeah. Well, so it's at a disadvantage or at advantage. But that's fine. It rolled 2. It rolled. Well, I can roll it. That's fine. I forgot that it. I'm just gonna roll one more normal attack. All right. So with its extra bonus, it attacks and it hits for 12 hit points of damage, and then it's going to follow up with this necrotic bolt. So this is at normal, not advantage, and the necrotic bolt misses. All right, Pravisco. Hit it with a stick. Throw the jewelry at it. That's what I would do. Next level wizards? No. I didn't think so. I thought you had to be 7. Yeah, he does. He does. But he doesn't have a spell for some reason. Hang on. Let me see really quick. I want to see something here. Well, give me 2 seconds here. I'm looking something up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He never put a spell in it. I don't think. Uh, Give me a sec. I'll double check and I'll see. And I'm not looking in chat to see if Adam said anything because I know he updated his character to 7th. Yeah, yeah. Yep. He never gave himself a 4th level spell, so he does have a slot. So, hang on a second. All right, I was going to say, let me do this. I just gave you your spell slot at 4th level. Yep. That's total of 12. Hmm. That's okay. As the last bolt goes flying, the creature tries to dodge it, but it goes right in the where the slice that Ragnar put into it, this gaping wound. The dart goes flying right into it, and like a little mini explosion on the inside. You watch this, and suddenly the creature shudders, becomes still, and drops like a wet, like sludgy balloon, plopping onto the floor below. All right. All right. As he carefully runs his hands across it, he realizes that it is a device known as a prison of Zagig. Somebody give me a Arcana or a history check, whichever you prefer. You know what? I almost forgot. You guys should have been attacking at disadvantage on all these times, but yeah, all right. So you recognize the name Zagig as a very very powerful wizard, um, who was the one who actually founded the free city of Greyhawk in the central Flannis. And so he was a rather well known archmage back in the day, probably 400 years ago, maybe 500 years ago. And this device is essentially a cage that could be used to trap other planar entities in it. Almost like a magic jar type of a thing, very similar. But that's basically what it is. No, no, it doesn't imprison whoever grabs it. It's whoever the wizard puts into it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Zagig. Um. Let me see. I am going to paste this in the Discord in the loot channel. And there we have what I have. And as I said, this is sort of a hollowed out base that you guys are looking in. Uh, looks like it could fit a body, but there's no body in there. It doesn't look like a body's ever been in there, but looks like it could have held a body. Because whoever by touching it, he ended up releasing the magic, and it released it. Yep. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and give me a investigation check. You know what? I'll say sure. Yep. So you search around. You don't see any other openings. It doesn't look like it is anything underneath it that you can tell. So from what you can tell, it looks to be okay. Um, yeah. You don't see anything like unusual or anything about it. All right. Okay. You guys climb your way out, holding Ragnar along with you. All right. As you guys exit, leaving behind this hellish place, as you walk your way back into the entry hall um, with the nice carvings and murals depicted upon the wall, the very thick shag silk or rug leading up into the entry, as you find yourselves heading back out into the natural stone caverns and caves that make up the lower area of this region. So now you must find your way back out. If you can remember, let's get to it. That's okay. I want to see you guys make it out yourselves. Let's go. I'll move you. You just tell me. There we go. Oh, gotcha. As you guys move out, you find yourselves at the intersection, heading your way back to the north. It is. Yeah. If you zoom out on the map, you can see it all. So I'll zoom out on the stream. So if anybody's watching the stream, you can see how much they've gotten. Yep. Yep. Waiting. Yeah, it's not unusual. He's usually sound asleep by this time in the stream. As you guys, as you guys find yourselves at the stairs leading back up. Give me just a second so I can reload this map. And you find yourselves back at the top, of the stairs. I think everybody's there. Who's missing? Well, that's right. That's right. Hang on, just sorry, Ethan. My bad. Let me go grab you. Can you see now? Yes. Yeah, not really sure. The body isn't really like that decayed. It is decayed some. Looks like some of the underground, um, some of the underground critters have begun to munch on it. Um, I'm gonna give me a medicine check. Yeah, yeah, you're maybe a couple of days, maybe a few days tops. You know, it doesn't look like you've been down there weeks or anything like that. As you guys begin to move your way back down the stairs or back down the tunnel. Pretty sure we got everybody now, right? Okay. As you come to the nexus, you can see the bridge leading over the water where you guys first came in. As you continue your way down to the south, eventually getting all the way down to the waterway down here where you can see the boat that you guys had still sitting in the sand, beached up and anchored where you last left it. Yes. Yes. There right here it is a vertical, almost like an alligator slide, only much more vertical, going up about 25 feet or so into a cave opening that you looks like it leads into that cave where those massively large bats were. That you guys. What? Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. All right. You guys can move yourselves. Yeah, because he's been casting fireballs down here. As you guys can move yourself down there, you just I'm not going to move everybody. You guys just move yourselves down along the water as if you're in the boat. You fire off the fireball. You guys watch as a flame comes bursting out like a belt of a dragon's breath coming out of the hole from inside. You hear the fluttering sound of the bats that were inside, as suddenly they begin to fly out down here. No, they're flying down to attack you guys. We're going into combat. Everybody roll initiative, please. Now these bats, as I said, these bats have about a 6-foot wingspan. Yeah. All right. As the first bat comes flying down, swooping down, its claws raking down across the top of Ragnar. Let me get my creature on out here. And they are all smoking. So they all have, when I say smoking, I mean in the sense that they all have smoke coming off their wingtips, as apparently they were. Let's see. All right. As this one comes flying out, it gets to, I'm going to actually put it like right here. As it comes flying out, it got to move. Sorry there, Tarikas, but you guys are all in the same boat, so to speak. Why am I missing Nailo? Oh, you're underneath Praviskro. Never mind. Yep. Yep. All right. This creature comes out and it emits this huge, horrifying, echoing screech. I need to have him visible. That's why I moved him out. All right. As I need Constitution saving throws from everybody, please. Anybody within a 20-foot radius. Yep. All right. So Praviskro and Nailo both failed. So essentially, darn it. You guys are now Praviskro and, oh, you're gonna do a chronal shift? Actually, I have to judge because you're stunned. Nailo and Praviskro are stunned, so I don't know that I would allow an action to overcome stunning. But I'll allow it. I'll allow you to re-roll your, as Praviskro passes his, so therefore it is only Nailo who is currently stunned. So a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, speak, and only falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dex saves. Attack rolls against you are now at advantage. All right. That is its turn. Oops. Damn it. Wouldn't let me target him. All right. Ragnar, you are up. And I'm going to move this thing back. Well, I'm going to try to move it right here so you're within range. Yep. There's Zach. Yeah. Uh, 17. Yep. Yep, there's a 17, so you do hit though. for 5 hit points of damage. All right, it took off its hit points. Cool. Is that it for you? All right. As this creature swings by, and it too lets out its... Dang it, it won't let me grab... You're in its aura, so I can't target one at a time. I got to move the creature out of the way, otherwise it won't let me target you guys. No, it's a saving throw each time, because it's sort of a sonic screech that causes stunning. Yep. All right, so this creature as well kicks off its stunning screech. Need a DC 12 Constitution saving throw from everybody, please. That everybody? Yeah, you still need to do it because otherwise it won't take. Everybody has to roll. All right. Why is it not showing up on my board? It's not showing anybody's results. All right. So Ethan passed, Paviskro failed, Tarikas failed, Nailo failed again. So need to deselect everybody. All right, so Paviskro failed, so Paviskro is considered stunned. Tarikas failed, Tarikas is considered... Oops, not targeted. I have to put the stunned. Put the stunned. That's why there was no roll from Ragnar. Ragnar, you with us? Yep. Yeah, I need you to do a con. And Ragnar passes, so Ragnar is good to go. All right, so currently, right now, as it stands, the only two that can do any attacks this turn are Ethan and Ragnar. So as this other bat comes flying up, and it is going to just attack Ragnar. It's like it won't let me do anything unless I'm away from you. So, all right. So it is going to swoop by with its bite attack. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, no, but if I move it close to Ragnar, when I try to click on Ragnar, it clicks on the creature, so I can't target Ragnar. I got to move him away. So anyway, the creature takes a bite as it swoops at Ragnar, but misses. Nailo, you are stunned, so you can't do anything. Paviskro is stunned, so it can't do anything. And by the way, I want to double check on the screech, how long it lasts. I think it's only until its next. You are stunned until the end of the creature's next turn. So the next turn, the one bat's going to go, then Ragnar goes, then the second bat goes. After this bat down here on the right goes, the stun effect wears off everybody else. So, just so everybody is aware. All right. So Ethan, you're up. And I'm going to say, again, these things are actually like within 5 feet or so. Oh, that hits as you blast it with the Eldritch Blast for 7 hit points of damage. As you miss the second Eldritch Blast attack. Did it for you, sir? Tarikas is stunned as the next creature comes flying in. And it is targeting Nailo, and it gets advantage on its bite attack. Nat 20. Oh, how cool is that? You take 2 piercing damage. They don't do any damage really. They are that's literally their max damage. So you actually technically took 2 hit points of damage. So you should have 58 because it was a crit. I don't know why it didn't do that, but all right. Back to the top of the order as this creature whoops by with its bite attack. Actually, it hits Tarikas. As Tarikas takes 1 hit point of damage. All right. Ragnar, you passed yours, so yep, so you are good. So you are up. You technically have 2 that you can reach. There's 1 to your upper left and that one straight up here, you can reach it as well. I just can't put it that close to you or I won't be able to select any other tokens. Thank you, sir. I have another. Nice. 16 hit points of damage. Which ones do you target? Straight ahead? Yep. Nicely done. As you cleave through most of it, severely wounding it, but not quite killing it. All right. All right. So first of all, I'm going to try to recharge. Where is my recharge? Okay. How the hell do you recharge on this? Yeah, I know that's what it usually does, but the thing is it's not, there's not a button to say I want to recharge. It's not letting me like click on. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to. It's a 5 or a 6. It'll recharge. Hey, so it recharges, but I'm not going to use it as it's going to swoop down. But I just know that I've got it available now. Some of these too much in the way. All right, as it swings its bite attack. 24 hits Perviskro for 1 hit point of damage. How the heck did Perviskro have max hit points? He never got hit during any of that combat with the... Yeah, he did. How did he get... Yes, he did. Now, if you guys are putting the hit points back, you need to not. Somebody has to have, because Perviskro got hit with some bolts and stuff like that in the last combat. So that's why. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it, but that's why. It's supposed to track between scenes, but apparently these aren't, and that's no. I'm not going to worry. I can go back and look. I'm not going to worry about it. Well, actually, the ones I do. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to pause this just for a second. So this out of the way. Let me go back here to where you guys were. All right. If you guys would please update your character sheets. Ethan, you have 35 hit points. Ragnar has 58 hit points, minus any hit that he may have taken while he's up here, which I don't think he was. Tarikas has 58 hit points minus any hits that he's taken up here. I think he took 1 or 2. Yep. Yeah, Praviskro here, it said I guess he didn't take any. He had 50 here. And Nailo has 38 minus any hits that she's taken up here. So right. So it should have track between, but I don't know why it did. So no, it doesn't. It doesn't. That should do it. No, that's what I'm saying. Is it should be whatever the sheet the last scene was when I transferred here. It should track between. And I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to make sure everybody's got theirs. All right. Yep. So that one hit. So now, because of that, Nailo. Yeah, because if you notice that the exhaustion carried over, so the hit point should have carried over. All right. So this one's attacking Ragnar with his bite attack and misses. All right, who's up next? Nailo, as you come out of your stunned sort of bit, you see these creatures as you miss your first attack. As you miss your second attack. And for the record, their armor class is, I don't know, but their armor class is 14, so you just missed. Praviskro. Nice. 16 hit points of damage. Nice. As you blast it with a firebolt, but it's still not quite down. Ethan, you're up, sir. You can actually see there's a couple more bats up here getting ready to make their way down. For at least a total of 6 bats here. 15 hits. Nice, as you managed to take one out. I would say yes. I'm going to say yes. If you want to target 2 different people, you can. Oh, crit! Shebang! That's all right. That's all right. It took it out anyway. Nicely done, sir. Yeah, it is. Josh, you cut out. All right, Tarikas, you're up. I lost Josh. Yeah, you cut it out. You can see just at the, so this is a slide that goes up. This is up here is like about 20 feet up, and it's sort of this steep, muddy slide that goes down into the water, this little river you guys are on. And the bats. So you don't forget you're standing on a boat. That's right. You'll reconnect, but you guys are standing on a boat, just so you know. So you can move to here, and you can move to here. And that's about it. That's about as far as you can go. Great. So can you all right, so which ones do you want to take out? You can only toll the dead one creature. Yes, there are. Yeah, there are two. They're about 10 feet up here. There's two of them side by side, straight to your south, about 10 feet down, 10 feet up. That's what I'm saying. You can't move there, Josh. That's what I'm saying. You're on a boat. You have to stay where you're at. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I want to put them here and here. Yep. So if you click, hold, and drag a box around them, you should be able to select anybody in that box you draw. That makes sense. It's not selecting anything. The other thing you can do is if you click in that one and then control click, and control click. You guys, I'm not a player, so I don't know how to do it as a player. As a DM, I can just drag and select. How do you guys select multiple targets as a player? So shift click. So shift and then there you go. All right, one of the Mobats made it save, the other one did not. So each of them took 7 hit points of damage. Well, that one took 7, and the other one took, I think, half damage. Yeah, half damage. So, okay. Don't forget to deselect them. Somebody's just now saying that. All right. Just now saying that. Oh, usually somebody catches it right away. All right, give me a sec. There's something going on with my son of a bitch. All right, that should be good. Somebody start talking.
Yo, what's up? How's it going there, Cardman? Can you hear me? Music's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened or why, but something did. So.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, something happened, and all of a sudden it went away from my normal settings and went to the default setting, which muted everything. Great. Oh well, I apologize. So that's what I said. If you ever want to find out how not to run a stream, come watch me. So, all right. So, as this one is going to target Kreistrich. Seriously. What the hell? It's telling me that it's 10 feet away from Kreistrich. I'm not targeting anybody else.
Is that you're 10 foot up?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's kind of stupid. All right, guess I'll have to take that off. Wanted to have the elevation. Oops. Okay. Now we can target him as he swoops down. Thank you. Man, things you got to do. 24 hits for 1 hit point of damage. That was a waste. Ragnar, you are up. You do not see any other bats around you, but you see a couple getting ready to come down out of the hole up here.
If I can see that far, can he attempt to jump to block the hole?
No. Well, I mean, you can attempt to. The hole itself is about 10 feet up.
Oh.
And it's a relatively vertical, steep. Like I said, it's like an alligator slide that goes up about 10 feet. And then there's a hole there.
About putting rope up there and climbing our way up and out.
You telling me the dwarf doesn't have a 15-foot vertical?
Listen, I might.
Where's Aragorn when you need to throw
The
him?
dwarf may have a 15-foot vertical. The boat does not have a 15-foot vertical.
What are we doing?
Fuck it. I'm gonna try to like jump and see as far as I can go, and then just try to latch on to the side of the wall if I can.
All right, give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
All right, let's go.
This can only go well.
I rolled a 6.
As you guys watch, Ragnar leaps out of the boat, trying to grab a hold of the wall, slides back down into the water. You're currently standing on a little ledge of water. The water itself is up to your neck as you're standing on this slimy little ledge with the boat behind you.
Does Ragnar have an advantage?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought someone else had advantage.
No. Paviskro has 3, Tarikas has 5, and I, as a DM, have 1. All right. As the bat comes swooping down, targeting the dwarf.
Little rat bastard.
But he misses. As the other one comes flying across the top of you guys, swooping down. And targeting, itself. Let's move back here so I can target Ethan and move back now. As it also swoops to and misses Ethan. And finally, the last bat comes flying down, targeting Paviskro. And Mrs. Paviskro. Oh, ain't this fun. Just like Thursday night. Nailo, you're up. Just like Thursday night.
Oh, the turntables.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think last night went pretty well. After a certain point, we started crushing it.
Yep, after the
After we let Dylan die.
after the barbarian had his brain ate, but that's okay. But Nailo, you're up. Oh, that hits. Was 6 hit points of damage. Nicely done. And hits again for another 9 hit points of damage. Nice.
I like it.
Very nice. Paviskronos, you're up. Hits. Nicely done. Are you serious? It did three whole points of damage out of a possible 20?
No way.
Nice. Which one did you target? This one way in the end? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 3 hit points. Ethan, you're up. Yeah, these things are huge, man. And they're swooping around and they're hungry.
Alright, I'm gonna have to do this at disadvantage.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
You could target the one on the other side of Paviskro so you don't have to take disadvantage.
I think it's if it's within 5 feet, I may have to take it at disadvantage anyway, right?
Well, this one is 10 foot away from you over here on the end.
Right, but if an enemy is within melee range of me, I'm at disadvantage regardless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I
can
thought it was
look
only
at
when
that.
you're firing at someone in melee.
No.
No, it's both.
Pretty.
Is
Yeah,
that
pretty.
for Eldritch Blast specifically? Or...
No, that's for
No,
any ranged attack.
Mm.
Yep. Any ranged attack that you're doing, if somebody is within 5 feet of you, i.e. melee range, your attack is at a disadvantage.
So you guys are teaching me something.
Yep. But we can look up, if somebody has their books handy, look up to make sure, Ethan, that it is. Because if it's not, we can come back and I can give you your crit on that and we can just manually roll it. Tarikas.
Let's see.
Just so you know, all of them have taken damage in some way, shape, or form. So if you ever do Toll the Dead,
Good to know.
do it as versatile.
That's what I'm doing.
Nice, but it made its saving throw.
It's you have disadvantage if you're within 5 feet of any hostile enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, it is all attacks, not just one
Good.
against.
Yep.
That's my bad.
Good to know. No, that's good to know. All right. As this one attacks Paviskronos. As he misses Paviskro.
Yes, he does.
Ragnar, you are up.
I'm gonna
And
climb back in the boat.
all right. So it takes 15 feet of movement to climb up back into the boat. And I will still allow you an attack because you still have movement and action left.
Now that didn't go as planned. Go away.
It was a good effort, my friend.
Go away, that creature.
Oh, nice. 11 hit points of damage.
Should try to jump on the back of one of the bats.
They're not that big.
No, no, do it, Ragnar. They're not that big.
You drown them. You can drown them into the water.
That's fair. Too bad drowning takes like minutes.
Oh, you don't want to target yourself?
No.
Am I rolling a con save?
Everybody give me a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
God damn it. You can't keep getting away with this.
Yes, I can.
I said, God, you can't.
You
Oh,
can't keep getting away with this.
nice.
Did we all pass?
Everybody passed.
Let's go.
And I meant to say, did I say at disadvantage? I meant to say at disadvantage.
Let me roll again.
It's all good.
I still passed.
Oh, and he still passed. Fuck off. All right. All right. As this one is attacking the priest because he doesn't like priests.
He's a wise man.
He made him sit in his lap one time. He didn't
He
like
attacked
it.
Ethan too.
Yeah, it was an accident. So hang on. Yeah, well, so make sure that you give yourself 1 hit point back, Ethan, as Tarikas takes 1. I accidentally had him still targeted, so Ethan, go ahead and give yourself 1 hit point back, please.
Got it.
Deselect. Attack Nailo.
Miss.
18 misses Nailo. I forgot Nilo's got that badass armor class too.
Got that 19.
All right, Nailo, you're up.
I identify as a 25 AC player.
2 misses. Wah, 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 wah. Paviskronos. See what happens when you stir the hornet's nest?
Yeah, just a bunch of
I was-
annoyances.
I was ready and content to have you guys slowly work your way out of here, but no, Paviskro's got to stir the pot. That hits. Nice. Close, but no banana.
I'm seriously saying, it'll be easier to just go up here. I knew there was a bunch of bats in there. Just torch them all with I thought the fireball would kill them.
Yeah, considering they all have 50 hit points apiece, though. Ethan, you're up. Nice. Nicely done. Let's go.
If you got a 2 in a row, that would have been insane.
Yep. Yeah, you did. Yep. Making sure that it came off. Tarikas, you're up.
Which one did he just target?
He
The
targeted.
one right here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, it doesn't matter which one you target. If you're using Toll the Dead, they've all been damaged.
I want to see if I can hit in the range of this. I don't think it'll work. Never mind. I don't want to target both these, sorry.
Let's just double click. Oh yeah.
It's not coming off now. There we go. Alright. I was trying to see if I could use the other one within range, or have it worked up well, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
And then...
As it fails its saving throw, as Toll the Dead finally takes one down.
Thank you. I did
Nice.
something.
All right, is this one once again? It moves over here. Need a Constitution saving throw, DC 12 from everybody, please. All right. So
I am rolling like shit tonight.
So
You asked for this, Nailo.
Kreistrich, Nailo, and Ethan all fail. So Kreistrich stunned. Nailo stunned. And Ethan stunned until this bat comes back to its turn. Let me remove these guys so I can make sure that I know who's what. Back to the top. Ragnar. You see one still off to the rear of the boat. 14 hits. Or 6 hit points of damage. Nice.
That's my turn.
Okay. As this creature moves up here and, well, let me move back here. Of course not. Okay. All right, I need everybody once again to give me a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh my god, am I the only one that's not stunned?
I'm still waiting. Ethan had, yeah. Needs. All right, there we go. So Ethan and Ragnar fail. So now Ethan's turn to come back is now shifted from that bat to this bat. So
Oh, you're adjusting the turn too.
yeah, because this stunned is sort of moving that you got stunned again essentially. So it's all I'm doing is I'm rolling it to the next one. So now Ragnar is stunned as well. So after this bat up here goes in the upper right, then Kreistrich and Nailo will be free. Then when this bat down here goes again, Ragnar and Ethan will come out of their stupor. All right, so Nailo is still stunned. Kreistrich is still stunned. Ethan is stunned. Tarikas, you're up.
As I watch all my fellow comrades stunned, and I'm just like, well, I'll do what I can.
Sorry, for some reason that bat wasn't included in the thing, but that's fine.
You said they were all damaged, right?
Yes, all of them have been damaged. Nice! As it fails its saving throw and boom! It essentially implodes upon itself with the force of the psychic blow brought forth by Saint Cuthbert upon it. So I can remove that bat. Alright, as this bat targets with advantage, still misses Ragnar. Imagine that.
I don't know what half these spells do, but I just like them. Clerics are pretty sweet.
Alright, Ragnar is down. Alright, this creature is attacking Nailo with advantage. Hits Nailo.
I believe we are no longer stunned after this bat because the one
That is correct.
Took place. Yeah.
That is correct. Yep. So you guys, you are no longer stunned. Oops, hang on a second. Damn it. Why is it not taking it? Oh, I guess I got to do it this way. Sorry. You are no longer stunned. He is no longer stunned. All right, Nailo, you're up. 13 misses. So close, but so far. That hits. For 9 hit points of damage. Nice. All right. Perviskro, he is no longer stunned, so he is able to attack. As it fails, and it takes 6 hit points of psychic damage. You didn't target anything.
I did. It was this one over here.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, no, it still didn't take it off. Let me take it off. I don't know why it didn't take the 6 hit points off, but it should have. Okay. Alright, Ethan is still stunned. Trikas, you're up.
Why won't you target?
I don't know.
It's like not letting me target
Oh, there it goes.
one of them. Well, that one it did. I want to target the other one.
Which one you want to
But it's
target?
like-
This one?
That one, yeah.
I don't know why.
I
There we
did
go.
the T key to work, but it wouldn't let me do the click. Weird.
Yeah. As it fails its saving throw, and you take yet another one down.
The bells are ringing.
No, sorry. I thought it took it down. That was one behind it. You didn't take it down. It's very low, though. As it is once again... sorry. Now you are... Gotta take this off here. You're no longer stunned. And you're no longer stunned as it goes. But it is attacking Ragnar. No longer at advantage. It still hits. For 1 hit point. Alright, back to the top of the order we go. Nobody's stunned. Ragnar, you're up. It hits.
Smacked.
As he does take out the last Mobat. Or not the last, but the next to last Mobat. Alright. As this Mobat once again targets Nailo. Crits Nailo! For 2 whole hit points of damage. Woo! Okay. And Nailo, you're up.
That was my Orcish Fury attack.
Okay, that hits. 9 hit points of damage.
All right, now
Oh,
my actual attacks for my turn.
Okay. Miss. Miss.
Oh, come on!
That would be cool.
Paviskro.
Stab, stab, stab.
Stab, stab.
Is it actually taking up both those spaces?
No,
or
well,
is
it's like right
Okay.
It won't let me move it, but it's like right
He's
there.
gonna step back here. He'll eat the attack if it goes for him,
Okay.
and he is going to fire bolts.
Okay. Firebolt hits as you take out the last and the final of the bats that seem to be coming after you guys.
I will say I am sorry. I thought the fireball would kill everyone.
It almost did. Almost killed all of us. As you guys see now that there is nothing else coming down out of this dropway, if that's what your plan was.
Yeah. That tunnel there leads out. We can go through there.
Anybody have a plan to get up there? Well, actually, oh, never mind.
It would have you walked up with your boots and then
Yeah.
used the rope, and then we all pulled ourselves up afterward.
Yep.
Yep, I am just going to take it that way. I'm not going to worry about it. As you guys spend a little bit of time finagling yourselves, it takes you about a half hour or so to sort of finagle climb your way up out of the little mystical boat that then goes sailing on its own down the
Did that
down the river.
boat fold up at all? Like
No.
where you can make it port? Okay, all right.
No, it was just a regular old boat. As you guys find yourselves in the upper level regions, you never came into here, but there is only one exit that you can see. Moving your way down around, you come to an interpass. There are tunnels going in various directions.
It was this one that came through.
As you guys left the dwarf behind, as once again, everybody just likes to drag themselves across the map, not paying attention to anybody behind them.
I
This
believe
was-
the second one that.
That's why I do this all the time, so that you guys can't move until everybody catches up. All right. Which way are we headed?
We should go right.
Yeah, we are going right. Don't worry. The right way.
You continue to move your way. These passages have all become to look the same, twisting, turning, left, right, re-looping themselves back upon one another as you slowly make your way through. You are definitely in the upper caverns now. You can feel there is a lighterness in the air. Down at the lower dungeons, the air itself was a little more oppressive, a little thicker, a little heavier. As you come around a corner, seeing like I said, all of these caverns are naturally worn through lava flows and other such things. As you guys come in, you see the remains of the golem that you slew, where you found the rusty dagger. And
Oop, that was my bad.
there were no other exits leading out. As you realize you have made a wrong turn, you head your way back to the east. Footsteps becoming heavier as the weariness and the drudginess of being down here for so long, the brutal beatings that you have taken along the way, the exhaustion that you guys all feel as you come to a T intersection, wondering aloud, do we go left? Do we go right? Cannot recall.
Let the dice decide.
Into the right, you can see as you walk out, my way is the right way. there is a mask immediately to your left that a magic mouth voice comes out saying, "My way is well." And as you pass it, it becomes quiet. Eventually, you find a flight of stairs leading up out of the dungeon and back into the Yaddle Mountains up above. And we're going to take a
I
break.
was almost right. I made one wrong turn, but I knew which way was the right. That's the right way out.
And we are going to take a break. If everybody wants to hang with us for just a little bit so we can go get our drinks refreshed and all that other good stuff, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us as long as you have. So, yeah. I don't know what the heck was going on with our sound, but thanks, Cardman, for pointing that out. I have no idea why our sound went out. But like I said, we're going to take a quick break. Give our players a chance to catch up. This is kind of weird. Okay. Let's do this. And now we're going to listen to the smooth, silky sounds of our very own monkey boogers. Let's just make it a 10-minute break if that's okay with you guys. And we'll be back at the top of the order. So hopefully you guys will be back with us.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 14 ER locations throughout Central Florida, Orlando Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. And in the Narcoossee and Avalon areas, when you choose Orlando Health Emergency Room Randall Park, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services in Orange County, visit orlandohealth.com/ER.
Even if you don't have a Kroger store nearby, you can still get Kroger groceries delivered that are guaranteed fresh. Our refrigerated trucks and professional drivers will bring everything you need from the store to your door. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Be sure to enjoy $25 off your first 2 Kroger delivery orders with your digital coupon. $35 order minimum. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
And we're coming back. Hello, everybody. Glad you can join us. Glad you could stay with us. Players, you still have another minute or so. I just came back a little bit early just so we could hang out, because that's just how we roll. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. Now let me get rid of this view, get rid of this view, get rid of this view. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I can get rid of that. Man, I got all this stuff I can get rid of. I'm going to just pulling back up all my notes and stuff right now. It's been months and 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 a couple days since we have been back up here on top. So, my friendly compadres, as you find your way back up into the daylight.
Daylight?
Yeah.
It's almost evening actually.
Well, yeah, it's roughly 4:30ish in the day.
Fair.
It's roughly 4:30 on the.
Oh, the
It's
sun.
it's actually the 6th day of Rich Fest. As you guys, yeah, not that you would know, but it's the 6th day of Rich Fest, common year 586. You guys come back up out of the as you come back up out of the depths below, dragging your bodies feel weary as you step out into the step out of the cave mouth. As you guys come up the winding stairs, as it gets narrow and narrower until eventually you have to turn sideways and slide your way back out into this small little 20-foot around entry cavern that's still slick with mud and dirt and gunk. You traipse your way back outside, and you can see the trail leading north back into the depths of the Yatil Mountains, and the trail that you must once again brave. That you came down here. It took you a couple weeks, but at least now you don't have to stop and wait and search every little side trail. You know that your track is going to lead you back straight to the north until eventually you come down out of the hills into the more lowlands, head your way back toward the city of Iggwilv. But in the meantime, along the way, of course, you guys will be going to probably Krestible, and from Krestible you'll work your way back up to Omt, back up along the northern or along the the mountains as you work your way north. You guys have never, most of you guys have never been that route, although Ragnar, you are fairly familiar with the roads and the cities and the environment and the people along the western edges of Heronland, because that is the stomping grounds that you grew up in, all up and down those roads. Although until you got into the war, it's been a while since you've been home. So even you, although you might know the region, are still a little bit unsure as to what to expect. But be that as it may, you guys find yourselves back up in the trail. You do have the trail map still. Not quite exactly like this one, but fairly close to it. But as Nailo so adequately stated, you guys are battered and bruised, and it is getting toward nighttime. What's the plan? Do we want to get out of here as quick as we can? Do we want to get out and make camp just outside the cave? What do we wish to do?
Outside the cave, or I think we should just make camp here, right outside.
I'd prefer to make camp, yeah, whether right outside the cave or even,
a little bit further down.
30 minutes away from it, yeah, something.
Mm-hmm.
But within scope. Okay. So you guys managed to come up. The first thing that you find is that your steeds are gone. The horses that you guys had, which I believe you had horses.
Yeah, they were left with our ranger.
Yep. Unfortunately, they are all gone. And your ranger is gone as well. Although you can see as you move down the trail thinking, well, maybe he moved he moved our stuff a little further down the road. As you move down the road, you can see a horse's head severed right about the neck, tossed off to the side.
I yell out, "Not Seabiscuit!"
Yeah. Yep. However, there is no sign of Desmond, your former comrade ranger, whom you had left up here to guard said animals. So you're not really sure.
There was always a risk.
Yep. But you guys do make camp. I need everybody to give me a perception check, please.
And Pebby's will ritually cast his tiny hut.
Okay. Everybody loves somebody.
Nat 20, baby.
Is that good or is that bad?
But we don't know yet.
Both our familiars are dead, right?
Yes, both of your familiars were at one point or another. Still waiting on the other folks to give me their die rolls. Still waiting. Ragnar and Ethan still waiting on die rolls.
I'm trying to remember which icon is us to grab onto.
There is a
Oh, it's on the bottom.
Yep.
Okay.
Right down at the bottom. There's the little party icon. You double click it, it'll open. There we go. All right.
Yeah, the Nike symbol down there.
Yep. Just need Ethan to roll, and we'll be good to go. But while we're waiting, everybody go ahead and give yourself a long... Thanks, Ethan. Your night is relatively secure, although sometime during the night, a small pack of coyotes make their way around, sniffing around the hut. You can see them as they're scratching at it and whining, but after a half hour or so of finding nothing good to chew upon, meaning you guys, they depart the evening, leaving you alone, as everybody can now give themselves a long rest, please.
It didn't automatically put my health points back, but...
Nope, it doesn't. Nope. Yep. No, because we have... Sorry, I guess I should have reminded. Our house rules for a long rest. At the end of a long rest, you recover hit points equal to half your hit dice rounding up. So you're 7th level, so you can do up to 4 hit dice. So you'll roll 4 hit dice or however many you want. Roll that number of hit dice and add the hit points to your total. Because we don't do automatic. The same thing, we don't have unlimited cantrips either. So...
I got my health back from that anyway.
Why did he roll a +4? So he got a +4 con?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I forgot he had that high con.
Oh, it worked out anyway then.
Yep. All right, so Nailo, looks like you're the one that's really down because you're down by by 25 hit points. Ethan's down a little bit too. Ethan's down 17. But he hasn't. You guys haven't taken any hit die yet. So if you guys want to take hit dice, remember you could do up to 4 hit dice and then just manually.
And I'm at.
Right. Right. Cool. And don't forget, if it didn't, it should have recharged all spells and all the other stuff as well. All right, so where are we at right now? Looks like Ethan is still down 17. Or you didn't add your hit points in.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what my freaking hit die was. Hang on.
Yep, he is back.
We'll do 9 plus con mod.
Yeah, see, you should be able to roll it right off your character sheet, but because then it'll automatically add. But that's fine. You get, make sure, yep, no one, so you get your 20, so you are maxed back up. All right. With that, it is the next day, so let us.
Hello.
Hello.
advance. Hey, man.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
It's too much.
Goes it?
It's going all right.
You home now?
Yeah. Yeah, fine.
Right. It is now the seventh and final day of Rich Fest, which, for those that don't know, is the summertime festival, and all the festivals and all the Rich Fest, Brew Fest, etc., Grow Fest, they're all centered around farming and planting and stuff like that. Rich Fest is sort of the midsummer check on the crops to make sure everything's growing correctly and whatnot. But even more importantly, it finds our party at this northern trail as this trickle of water, a slight stream that you find oh so familiar, running north and south, moving you guys or pointing you guys in the right direction as you head back home. So I am going to do a measurement here really quick, because we are not going to do all of this. So if you give me uno momento. All right. If you would be so kind, Paviskro, if you have a calculator somewhere.
Okay. I can have one. I have one now.
Essentially 200 miles divided by 10 miles a day. Well, I guess an easy one, 20 days. So without your mounts, it's going to be about 3 weeks for you guys to get out of the mountains and back to Krestible.
Oh yeah, the mounts are gone. We our ranger is gone, and we found a horse head farther down.
Are we trying to see? Are we like following the trail of the horses and or ranger to see if we can?
No, the ranger.
Them?
No, you guys literally. So essentially, you guys finally got up out of the caverns. You just finished a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday when you came out, you were looking for Desmond, who you guys have left with your mounts and stuff. You found no sign of the horses or Desmond, but you did find one of the horses, but just its head down the trail a little ways, kind of tossed off to the side as if something had killed it, taken the head off, and probably taken the rest of the body. So based on the way it looked like it wasn't like a clean cut of the head. It looks like the head was like ripped off. So more than likely it was attacked, or he was attacked by a pack of something or other, or a band of something or other. No telling how long ago it was. You guys figure you were down in the caves for at least 3 days, maybe 4 days. Not 100% sure. So anything could have happened in that time, but there's no real sign of him or your mounts or anything. So essentially, you guys were just going to start hoofing it back to Krestible.
We checked the corpse on the way out of the lower section to see. I checked it to see how decayed it was, in case there was like some abnormal temporal effect to us in there, and it looked like it was only a couple days, which matches up with our rest.
Yeah. Can someone remind me? Did we give Desmond a sending stone?
No.
Because I know I have one, and I don't remember who has the other.
Yep. I don't recall either, but it wasn't Desmond, because Desmond we knew was leaving the game, so we didn't give it to him.
Okay.
So with that, as you guys begin moving your way to you had two. I can't remember if you guys We're leaving one for yeah, no, because we didn't. I was thinking if there was someone that was back in Draft that might have had it, but I can't remember if you left it with the Wizards Guild or not, or you guys had taken both of them in case for your party. It's been a while, so I don't recall. But be that as it may, we can work that out offline just to kind of figure it out if anybody wants to go back and check their notes or check old streams if you want to be that creative. But I want to move this along as we get back on the trail, heading our way back to the north. The first few days, or the first couple of days of travel, it's about 4 days travel, a little over 3-4 days travel, when you guys finally come back down out of the mountains. As you recall, this where you're at right now on the map is a sort of a secret sort of way in. You guys you were moving along this trail here, running kind of northeast, southwest, when you discovered a branch trail leading up in the hills, and you went and checked it out, and you saw this trail leading south, and that's how you ended up finding the Lost Caverns. So now you guys are coming back down out of the mountains. I need somebody to give me a search check, please. Not a search check, perception check.
I don't have any bonus in it. Somebody else?
I think Tarikas is probably
Yeah.
the person for this.
You said perception?
Yes.
Yep. So as you guys are coming down out of the hills, off to the west, you can see, because you're actually higher up in the hills. You're probably about at an elevation of about 400 feet, maybe 500 feet or so, as you peek over the top of this pass and you start working your way back down. Off to the west, right over in this region over here, you can see a 2x2 column of very short, small individuals heading this way. I am going to advance the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to advance it, and it's about 1 in the afternoon on the yes. What the hell? Okay. As you guys come down, it's been about, like I said, about 3 or 4 days as you're on the trail, and as you're coming down, you can see this this column, or this 2x2 column. It looks to be some sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not an army, but a contingent of soldiers of some kind, but they're short. They look like maybe halflings or gnomes or something. From this distance, you can't really tell. It's a few miles away. But they're moving from the north to the south, heading in this direction. So you don't know if they're going to be coming east toward you or they're going to continue to go south or not. But just be aware that you can see them. And they're probably about 3 hours from where you guys are, maybe 4 hours, depending on how quickly you guys move. So totally up to you what you want to do. But just be aware that that's what it is. But by the end of by the early afternoon, by 1 o'clock or so, close to 2 o'clock, you guys finally reach the main trails that you had been following since you guys arrived in the mountains. So what do I want to do?
Quick question, Sean. Was the rest supposed to get rid of our exhaustion, or is that rest in town?
The long rest should have gotten rid of 1 level of exhaustion.
All right, I was at 1, so both of us are good now.
Yeah.
If it's been a couple days, at least 2 days.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 2 days. So, yeah, I'm going to say. By the way, don't forget to make sure all of everything should be recharged by now. All your spells, all your hit
I
points.
Yeah.
I did not roll for your wands.
It's
They're
okay.
both at 1.
They're both maxed out now. By 2 days, there's no chance it doesn't get maxed out, and I'm gonna set my cantrips back to the proper amount.
Yep.
All right.
I wasn't even keeping track of that.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
all right.
cantrip stuff. Does it show it on the actual character sheet?
No,
Is
it's
it
a.
modifications, or-
I made an item and I just reduced the quantity whenever I
Okay,
cast one.
that's smart.
Yeah. So any way that you want to track it, these guys come up with their own custom ways of tracking things. But so
What is it
cantrips.
when there's a way to burn where if you want to use, you can sacrifice cantrips for level spells,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
2
for
cantrips
every.
per level.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
So 4 cantrips is second level, 6 cantrips is third level, etc. So, all right. So that being said, I'm not sure what you guys want to do, but you can see that this contingent is moving. They're actually right about here. They're moving down the road in this sort of a direction, but you don't know if they're going to break off and head towards you guys or not. So I'm not sure what you want to do.
We have no reason to engage with these individuals. We should just let them pass and keep going. We have everything that we need. It's all in the bag. We got no reason to cause any more commotion if we can avoid it, especially with things that are not monsters.
Okay. As you move, you unfortunately see this 2x2 column of gnomes, probably about 20 of them, begin to head in your direction as they're heading this way. As they get closer, one of them on a pony comes riding down, greeting you guys. You can see that he is wearing colors of an official member or official, probably holds some kind of a rank within this gnome army or gnome brigade or whatever you want to call them, this scouting party, this warp, whatever. As he sort of pulls up, he goes, "Hail, friends! Where come you from the tribe?" As he sort of points down the trail behind you. "Have you come from the tribe, I say?"
Tribe? No.
"How hailed you here, then? You are not on the main road. You are on one of the side trails. It is unusual to find. Are you seeking treasure, perhaps?"
We're just taking a long walk.
Roll a deception check, please, Tarikas.
It's a deception?
I think you're an idiot.
Yes, roll a deception, please.
Oh, if only it was my robe.
Indeed, this must be a extremely long walk. If you were not at the tribe up the trail, where did you come from? Where have you been? There are not too many trails left in this dangerous place. There are goblins about, I would warn you of. You should take care.
When was the last time you saw those goblins by chance? Was it like a week ago or more?
Whenever we see them, we eradicate them, whatever band it be. I personally have not seen a formidable group of goblins in perhaps a 10-day. However, there are many in this region that I may have not seen.
Yeah, we saw a few of them there, and he kind of like waves the cavalry up over his head a little bit. They're not around anymore. They won't give you trouble.
This is good. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Unlikable Paviscro with his minus what? He's a little too crass, but maybe the gnome will like him. Who knows?
As you guys are talking,
-1. All right, let's
the remainder of the
20. Okay.
As the remainder of the column pulls up, he sort of waves them past. "These are but travelers and seekers of adventure. We have warned them, to be sure." As they move on past you, apparently there's a tribe of some kind that's down the trail or whatever that they are going toward. As they pass by, all of the gnomes kind of give you a look up, because obviously they're short. The apparent leader who wears similar markings to the one that you have, although he has a little more regalia attached to his person. He nods and moves on by, allowing you guys to pass as the gnome bids you good day and safe travels, and they depart their way, heading wherever it is that they are heading.
Nailo packs Heavy goes back. Good job.
That could have gone very bad.
Yes, it
Really?
could have.
I mean,
It's
I don't know
a
what the-
armed warband of gnomes, and we have a substantial amount of treasure.
oh yeah, I suppose if it could have been less, a little bit less disciplined, then yeah, it didn't go bad. We're fine.
All right.
You see, the art of persuasion is saying something friendly that's also a threat.
All right. As you guys continue on your trails, perhaps a little over or just at 3 weeks later, you guys manage to arrive yourselves back in the bustling boom town known as Krestible, where you originally began your expedition into the Yatil Mountains, trying to seek out whatever it may have been that Ragnar's aunt was looking for. Apparently you have found it. Anything that we wish to do while we are in Krestible?
I'd like to get that scale mail resized.
Which scale mail?
The scale mail that we picked up that you said only fits an elf.
Forgot what.
Probably do that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Plus
That's a
plus
plus
2
2
scale
scale.
mail.
Yeah. Was it scale mail?
Yep.
I
That's
forget
what's
which.
written in the chat at least.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Hang on a second.
I could probably resize that for you.
Hang on a second. Let me look at the leak here. Okay, so that was up here a ways. Spear, short sword, bracers. I don't see where the scale mail was. What date was that written?
March 29th.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So it'll take probably a couple 3 days in order to have it resized while you're here waiting in Krestible. So
It's fine. It's about the only thing I think that I have to do here.
okay. So just so we're
Would,
aware.
Krestible... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, just so we're aware, we have, let me see, I'm just going to see how far it is just without moving up there. Now, this is as the crow flies. Just so we're aware, it's 220 miles to Iggwilv as the crow flies. So you're probably talking closer to 250, 260 miles taking the roads from Krestible to Iggwilv, which is where the ultimate destination is. So I don't know if we want to spend a couple days here kind of getting our bearings, getting some steeds, getting this stuff done, and then head to Iggwilv, or we just want to grab mounts and get there as soon as we can. I'm not sure. It's up to you guys how you want to handle this.
Mounts is good. I need to grab a couple other supplies at that point, which I already have on my mount in my character sheet. But does Krestible have the people that we can sell our jewelry and stuff to?
Yeah, it's a fairly large town. Krestible is a rather, it's not, I call it a border town, but it's actually a trade town because there are trails going from Krestible through the mountains to the other side to Tuzmit to Ket, over to the other side into the Vesfi, meaning over into the Elflands, like High Folk and stuff like that, big elf regions over there. So it is a sort of a central nexus of trade on the southwestern corner of and if you look at the map, you can actually see the trails that go through the mountains and come out the south side into Ket, right? So like over to Molvar, et cetera. Like show it on the map here, but if you see
All right,
the
so there's a lot of gold that we need to add up from the previous loot,
Might I
and
also
then so that's I guess it's something we can do after the stream. One of us can sit there and just go through and add up all the gold, and then divvy it up equally amongst the entire group.
Yeah, and might I recommend that we pick up some healing potions while we're here?
Oh yeah, we only have one person that can actually do healing now. Only two technically still with Paviscro, but the good berries are gone.
Yep.
Mm.
So really have
Yep,
a good.
okay.
I don't really have a good one that I like. This is kind of.
There is something I would like to do while we're here. If I can, the next magic item I want to craft is a set of mithril half plate for myself.
Mithril.
And I don't think I can get all of the components here. It should cost me about like 2,000 gold to create something like this. It doesn't. I'm not so worried about it being actually mithril. I just want I'm trying to construct the +1 half plate that has the property that where it doesn't impose disadvantage on stealth checks, which is what mithril half plate does.
Right.
Like I'm not as picky about the actual material. I just want it to like. That's what I'm trying to work on.
Okay.
So I don't know how much of that I could probably procure around here, but if I can procure a portion of the supplies I need for that, I will do so.
So I'm just going to need, do you have any details on what that's going to take, or that's just kind of a...
According to Xanathars, it should cost 2,000 gold.
Where do you get that 2,000 gold from?
From the magic item crafting time and cost. It is for rare item and 10 work weeks, the same as it took me to make cavalry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 50 days and 2,000 gold.
Okay. So I am going to say that you give me a D100 roll, please.
Sure, man. Here we go.
Natural 100.
We don't know if it's a good thing. 78.
So you managed to get 75. I'm going to round it down to make it easy. 75% of what you need and 75% of the cost of what you need material-wise here in Krestible, because there is a booming mining community all around. So the raw materials are fairly plentiful. But I am going to say that it is an additional 10% cost. So even though 75% of 2,000 is some number, you get still 75% of your materials, but it's going to cost you an extra however much gold that is for 75%. Yep.
All right, so I will pay 1,650 gold right now to have 75% of the 2,000 that I need. So
Correct.
I'll still need to find 500 gold's worth of supplies.
Correct.
Somewhere between now and then.
That is correct.
All right, sounds good to me.
Fair enough. All right. So you guys managed to find yourselves, and you've been to Krestible before, so you're at least a little familiar. The town itself is like a 3-tier sort of a town. Think of a dock. If you've ever seen locks and dams where the boats go in and then they flood the water and it raises it up to the next level on the other side of the dam, or lowers it down to the other side of the dam. If you've ever seen that, because a dam and a river, it blocks the water, and on the other side of the dam, obviously the top of the water is much lower down below the dam. So that's how a lock and so this is kind of how Krestible is. There are 3 basic tiers of the town. So where the mountain, the pass goes into the mountains to the southwest is the higher part of town. That tends to be where the soldiers live and the ruling class live on this upper level. The mid tier is like middle class, and the lower one is not really low class, but it's sort of where people come in and out and whatnot from Perrinland and the surrounding regions and stuff like that. So it tends to be a little more boomtownish as opposed to established city. So the higher up in levels you go, the more well-to-do or like the big businesses and stuff like that are all at the higher levels. But anyway, so you guys are in on this bottom level, right? That's where you guys came out of the mountains, and now you're in this sort of low boomtownish kind of region. But the gates do open to allow people to travel during the day between the various levels, much like any other cities. And you see as you're arriving the caravans moving up into the upper levels, as well as other caravans loading up and getting ready to move back down the mountains and head up into Perrinland proper and whatnot. So it is a very, very busy place, very industrial in the forms of mines. The lower regions tends to be, as you're walking through it, it's a thick, heavy air. Oh, let's just get a little louder, why don't we? Hello. My music is
that
just
was
like...
very well timed for what you're describing, though.
Yeah.
I'll add.
Yeah. As you guys are here, as you recall, there's the smelters and stuff as they're bringing the mountain ore in and smelting it and separating it into its raw materials, coming out in heavy, thick bars that are loaded up into wagons and shipped off to the forges and stuff, where it's then manufactured into whatever it is they're manufacturing. But you're in this lower class kind of area, very wild, sort of boomtownish. And like I said, as you move up into the upper regions of the town to the southwest, that's where it gets a little more well-to-do. But you guys have been here before, and it's easy enough for you to find a decent place in which to stay. If you recall, I believe the last time, I can't remember the name of the place you guys stayed, but some of the ones that you recall were the Vulgar Gourd was one. There was a place called the Alcove, the Margrave, the Hollow Hale. So these are some of the places that you guys recall. So you easily find yourself places to stay. And down here, there's actually a lot of barter and trade that goes on, not just spending coin, but bartering and trading for goods and services. And in particular, they have a lot of wild horses in the region that get captured and broken. And then there is a plethora of horses with which to choose from. And in fact, horses here are cheaper than other places that you guys may have seen in other places, to the tune of, instead of 20 gold for a mount, it's only 15, because they have such a large population of wild horses that kind of roam the plains and the high steppes and stuff like that. So you guys are able to replenish your steeds, should you so want to, with the cost of 15 gold for a riding horse, along with 2 gold for the bit, bridle, and saddle. If you guys want to spend the 17 gold to remount yourselves, so to speak.
I already took the gold out of my own personal stock before we added stuff up to get my own horse. It's the exact same horse I had before, which was a draft horse.
That's fine. That's fine. However you guys want to do it. But I'm just saying, because you did lose your steeds, if you want to keep your steeds on your sheets, you're going to have to repurchase for that amount, 17 gold total for the bit, bridle, saddle, and for your horse itself. If you don't, just take it off your character sheet. No harm, no foul. But you are here. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, well, it's already not on my character sheet, so I guess we're good.
Yep.
Were we?
I think I will.
Okay.
Hold on, let me double check this owl, because I want to make sure if I can use this every day, then I don't need a mount. Let me read the thing, please. Thank you. Middle click. Okay, so middle click to lock it. Oh, god damn it. Doesn't work.
Are you talking about
Okay.
your serpentine owl?
I am trying to read that, and it will not allow me to read the entire text.
Once
Which
it's
is
been used, it
problematic.
can't be used again until 2 days have passed.
Got it. Okay.
But it's good for 8 hours.
Yep. I think I'd like to spend the money to buy a riding horse. Can you tell me how much that costs?
That's what I said. 17 gold.
Oh, it is 17 gold per. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was for a draft horse. My bad.
No, 15. Draft or whatever kind of horse you want. I'm not picky. It's just money,
Sure.
right? It's not like you guys don't have a shit ton of coin now.
Yeah.
I personally grabbed the draft horse because I wear heavy armor and carry a lot of stuff on me.
Yeah, but draft horses aren't made for carrying people typically.
While you guys are engaged,
Actually, are war horses their own option here?
yes, but it's going to be the actual cost of a war horse. It's not going to be the 15 gold.
400 gold.
Yep.
Would people be opposed? Would you keep it? Well, for graphic, I have 400 anyway by the end of this.
Well, I mean, if we're just going to be divvying up anyway, it could be coming out of your.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a war horse instead of a draft horse. So I just mark that down as the excess, and I'll pull it off of my divvy up. I'm going through and adding it up right now.
Okay. So, while you guys are going through the motions of buying your various items, procuring yourselves a few nights stay, and I'm just going to say overall cost for the 3-day stay is going to be 10 gold for each person. So that includes food, drink, and whatever, just for your staying. While you are going through that, suddenly, Nailo, this voice appears in your head. Nailo Hundar, you shall meet Kreistrich von Wursgard in the city of Krestible 2 days hence.
I'm with the group at this point, probably eating dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's the first night it happens. When it into your brain.
She just kind of pauses mid-bite, like her spoon is like in her mouth. And she's kind of paused, staring blankly at the table.
The name Kreistrich von Wursgard is well known to you, as that is the soldier that you grew up with that told you that your sister was wanted for murder. He is the one, he is the half-elf sergeant who was running the group of soldiers who met you guys when you were in the middle of the Sturgeon Blood Totem debacle.
Yeah.
And he is the one that told you that you are no longer welcome to the clan.
She looks up after the voice finishes and goes, take your time to shop around and stuff. I will need to be here another 2 days at minimum.
Which is fine because it was going to be 3 days to get Ethan's armor crafted.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, describe for me, Tarikas, what you plan to do over the next couple of days. Anything in particular, anything special that you want to kind of take care of while you're in this boom town of Krestible? Joshua. That would be you.
You got cut out. What'd you say?
No, I didn't. You're probably drinking beer and watching football, aren't you?
No, I really did.
I know you. It's all good,
Taking
dude.
me in and out of Discord the entire time.
That's fine. Now, as you are in Krestible, you guys are going to be here for 3 days at least. Describe for me anything that you may or you may want to do, anything you want to look for, anything particular you want to add to your sheet, or you not want to take a chance on incurring Monkey's wrath for fucking with his character.
It's more of like I don't. That's why I didn't decide to get a horse. You can get it later because I don't want to. The only thing I did was the staying for the 3 days. I took the 10 gold off, but I don't want to keep messing with this stuff.
Okay. Fair enough. Paviskro, your time is spent procuring. Excuse me. Procuring your craft or your materials for your next big crafting that you're going to do. So that's essentially what your time is spent doing. Ethan, anything in particular that you specifically wish to do?
So aside from getting the armor taken care of, I just want to go grab some potions of healing.
Okay.
And maybe try to find a something a little more potent than a +1 short sword.
So magic items are very, very rare. In my games, I don't have like magic stores just selling magic items and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're
they healing potions.
Yep, they can be consumable items are pretty good, but permanent magic type items are either you guys craft them via magic arcane ways, or you find them, or if you want to conscript a mage and a weaponsmith to craft something for you, then that can be arranged, and we can work out the details of the cost of that. But that usually takes a couple weeks of actually.
We need to go back to like Troth to get some like a powerful mage if we wanted to look at the magic items we do have.
No. There are mages guilds everywhere, right? There's even a mages guild here. I just don't do the whole
Magic
you
shops.
can go to a store and buy magic items off the shelf. I've never believed in that. I don't like that necessarily. But consumables I'm good with. Potions, stuff like that. Scrolls. You can go to a wizard and buy a scroll off them or something like that. Things like that. I might even consider like small +1 daggers, or maybe a +1 short sword or something like that just happens to be in a weapon shop. Maybe nobody knows it's magic, but they bought it from somebody who never realized it was magic, and you see it and you're like, oh shit, that's magic. Stuff like that, right?
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I want to point out, everybody, we also have a magical crossbow of speed.
Yep.
I'll take it.
I don't know who had it. This was before This was after Desmond.
What does it do again?
It's
a magical crossbow speed. This was when Desmond was still in the party, but after we already went into the dungeon. So he technically would have never gotten it.
Okay.
Yep.
So what does it do?
I don't know.
Okay.
So what's the firing rate of a normal crossbow?
Once per round, because you have to reload.
Yep. So it's not every other round, right? It's like in the old days it used to be every other. Okay. Okay. So a crossbow of speed will allow you 2 shots per round.
Okay.
So it's essentially like having haste.
Do you still have to have extra attack to do that?
No.
Oh. Well,
no,
it's amazing for me personally.
Yeah, it's a crossbow with the fire rate of 2, right? It's just like having haste cast on a spell, or cast on a weapon.
Is it just always on?
Yeah, it's always on.
Okay.
It's like a magic thing.
Okay. I mean, if nobody wants that, it would allow me to attack twice with a magic weapon when I don't have cantrips available. So
take it.
All right, bet.
Want to see. Let's see if they actually have.
Is it like a +1, or is it just of speed?
No, it's just of speed.
Okay.
So here's the original definition. I'm pretty sure this was from probably 1st or 2nd edition. I'm looking for a 5e version. The item allows the possessor to double the rate of fire of normal for the weapon. If it is grasped, the crossbow of speed will automatically cock itself. In surprise situation, it is of no help. So if you're surprised, it doesn't do right. Otherwise, it allows first first fire in any melee round and end of round fire also. So this is how, like in the old days, you had first, like beginning of the round and end of the round, and we went in segments or whatever. So I'm going to have to figure out how this will work. When applicable, about 10% of these weapons are heavy crossbows. This one is not. And this says it actually has a +1 bonus to attack and damage, but that was first edition. I'm going to say no to that.
Okay.
I just need to find what it is in 5e. So essentially, it's a double your fire rate.
Is it a light or heavy crossbow?
It is a light crossbow.
All right.
And like I said, I will create that item and I'll drop it in your character sheet for you.
All right, cool. I will. I was manually adding it, but you can. That's
Yeah. I'll create the magic item. So.
What was the conversion for Electrum again?
Electrum is worth.
Sorry, go ahead.
5 gold, right?
I think it's worth.
No, Electrum. No, Electrum was always 2 that I know of. 2 Electrum to a gold. Platinum was 5. 1 platinum, 5 gold. Gold was 1 to 1. Electrum was 2 to 1. Silver was 10 to 1.
No, you're right. It's 5 silver.
Yep.
So yeah, it's 2 Electrum to a gold. It's worth 5 silver.
Yep. So, what kind of potions are you looking for, Ethan? And how many?
I mean, just probably potions of greater healing. I mean, I would need to know what the split of all the gold from the dungeon is going to be before I can say how many. I think.
Sorry, Ronnie. I just noticed you were chatting out there. We don't do +1s in this game, sir. We give advantages. So, or nat 20s or whatever. So, yep. If you wanna cheer 200 bits, you can give advantage. Otherwise, you can drop the nat 1s or nat 20s. They can't use them this game, but getting them this late, I will allow them to roll over. So, and Josh, if you want to drop some nat 20s at the end of the game, you can, and I'll put them on the game.
Sweet.
So, we need to then figure out. So, I'm going to say that you can get a maximum of 10 healing potions over the course of 3 days while you're in town.
That's like, are you talking like stock standard, or are you talking about like
stock standard?
Great?
Yep, no. Okay. Nope, stock standard healing potions. The most you can get is 10 over the course of 3 days, and it's the normal cost, 25 gold, I think it is in the player.
Oh, okay. If that's what I'm able to get, then yeah, I'll just do the full 10, and I'll just take the 250 off.
Okay. Yep, I think Ronnie needs to drop some acorns in this chat or in this channel. So, all right. So, anything else besides those healing potions or anything?
No, I think that's it for me.
Okay, Nailo, anything in particular you're going to be doing other than procuring your steed?
I will go also collect the potions, resupply my ammo and stuff like that. I'll just get the numbers that was used off somebody else, because right now I'm going through all the gold and adding it up.
Okay. All right. Well, we will handle the gold separation, or how we're going to do that. Put it all in the bag of holding as party treasure, whatever we want to do. By the way, I am pretty sure. I'm going to double check really quick on the token. I'm going to get rid of some of the modules, because there's some things here that are just no bueno that we don't even need. But I thought I had the party treasure one set up. I don't know. No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. So if you open your character sheet, at the very top, it's got all the little tokens across it. The one that looks like the 3 people together, a party inventory, you can open it up and you can actually start adding items to there, and then everybody in the game can see it when they open it up, their party sheet. So I know, yes, we don't have to use it. It's an add-on module that I've got. If you open up your character sheet,
Yeah.
at the very top, it's got all the little white icons. And then the one with the party inventory, you click it, it opens, and you can like add items and stuff like that if you want. I know that. Yeah, I was gonna say we can use that. We have been using Discord, and I think we also have a journal that's got party treasure somewhere. Yeah, it's got party treasure in the journal, but that was like the Hippogriff poaching camp, all the stuff you guys found off of there. I think don't correct me if I'm wrong. I think Praviskro, you already added all these to your spell book. I thought there's detect magic, mage armor, magic missile, shield, misty step, suggestion, counter spell, fireball, fly.
Here for that session, I put it in there for him so he can see it.
I haven't been able to add those yet. It takes days to add
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
And I believe it needs to be during. I think it needs to be during downtime.
Yep.
So like I haven't been able to get
Yep.
around to
Okay.
it yet.
All right. Cool. I just want to make sure we don't forget because you got like Cone of Cold, Ice Storm, Greater Invisibility, yada yada. So all right. Cool.
A lot of those I'm gonna have to wait until I level up to copy over, and a lot of the other ones I already have.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We can just add them as scrolls on your sheet if you want to.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll take care of that.
All right. So, over the course of 3 days, by the way, it's going to cost 200 gold in order to adjust the armor so that splint mail fits you correctly, Ethan.
Okay.
So, however you pay for that, we need to make sure that that gets paid for. But as I said, 3 days pass as you procure all of your items. Praviskro, you are more than happy with the results, as most of the materials that you have been looking for, you have scoured up and down all 3 levels of Krestible, rooting out every nook, cranny, mom and pop shop, all the way to big box stores to find all of the materials that you were looking for. And you finally have the vast majority, not everything, but you were more than happy with the amount of material that you managed to find while here in Krestible. And although it was slightly at a higher cost, you feel that the cost outweighs outweighs the convenience of being able to get so much material on hand. Nailo, you managed to get your steeds. You managed to get all of your gear put back together. Ethan, you've gone about town and managed to procure several potions of healing, which you feel are going to come in handy down the road, particularly if you guys are going to be involved with whatever it is Ragnar's family's got going on. Ragnar, if you did not remember, your aunt remained in Krestible healing and recuperating as you dropped her off and went traipsing off into the mountains. And so your aunt is not here in town, but she did leave word for you when you returned, saying that she was going back to Ixag to let everybody know that you have taken up the mantle to restore the honor of the Kund clan, and you shall bring great riches and great rewards to your family for doing so. And she cannot believe she cannot tell you how proud she is in words, what you are going to accomplish in this world in bringing honor to your family. But as the days pass, Nailo, you get a little edgy, a little itchy, a little hotter in the collar as the time grows closer that you are supposed to meet your longtime ex-friend, Koristar von
I
Vursvard.
don't think he's an ex-friend, but
And so on the 3rd day, close to midday, you see riding up to the inn in which you are staying. It is the first day of Good Month. It is Star Day. The day itself is dry and hot. A slight breeze coming down out of the mountains helps cool it off, but still the stifleness, because of the location of Krestible in the mountain pass, sort of holds the heat of the day. And as you stand there watching, you see a small contingent of Vursvard soldiers, all of them bearing the red and black of the Vursvard clan, all of them bearing the shield of a gold sword on a black background, riding up through town proudly, sitting atop their war horses. And as they approach the leader, you recognize as Korstar throws his hand up in a fist, and the column comes to a halt. He sits there
dressed in her best.
He sits there for a few, looking you over, ensuring that there's no, what you can only assume he's looking for is that you're not wearing any symbols of the clan that you have been banished from.
All that has been covered over and covered over or removed.
As he slides off his steed, he dusts himself off, takes his water skin and takes a deep drink. Walks across. You can see that he's got something in his hand, but you're not sure what it is. He steps up to you, looking you in the eye, looking you over, sort of wondering where those marks on your hands, on your face, on your arms may have come from. Obviously battle. And as he does, he puts his hand...
Oh, yeah.
He puts his hand up on your shoulder, and he slams his hand against your chest, and you feel a stinging pain. And as you look down, you see the black and gold symbol of the Vursvard clan outlined in red as he pulls you close, hugging you as tightly as you could ever be hugged, saying that your sister has been cleared of all wrongdoing. You have been granted back to the clan. Welcome, sister. You have been missed.
I throw a big old hug back. It says, that is good news. Mother will be glad to hear this.
Your mother already knows. Come, let us drink. As he drags you all into the bar, buying a round of drinks for everybody, as you guys enjoy your last day in the city of Krestible, getting ready to make your way back up into the northern reaches, I should say, of Perrinland. Where is my... I cannot find it. Of course, I don't have it handy when I need it. Somewhere in here. There we go. As he leads you guys all into the tavern, buying a round of drinks for everybody. And with that, we are going to end tonight's session. We hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys will join us when we return. Not next Friday, but the Friday thereafter. As you know, we are here every Monday. We have one more Thursday, and then every other Friday. Our party has finally managed to extricate themselves from the dungeons and the caverns of Judge Canth, the old stomping grounds of Iggwilv. There they met Drelnza, Iggwilv's alleged daughter. They think they killed her, although are they really sure? She disappeared in a puff of smoke, which they've seen before, only to be found that there was the vampire yet still lived. But perhaps she was also demon, which means she would have been banished to her home plane. But we will continue Ragnar's quest to bring honor to his family, although he may not want to do that. That's what the family wants him to do. Surprised they didn't say anything when they said that. But
Oh, he did.
I did.
He most definitely
I
did.
must not have heard anything.
You're like, I don't want to do this, but they beat the shit out of you, so I'll do it anyway because I know if I don't, you will. There's something along that line if I recall.
as the party.
Literally, like, if you're gonna be suicidally crazy, I might as well do it as somebody who actually has the power to do it.
as our tribe will once again gather and head their way up along the north or the western edge of the of Perrinland, as they go up along the Yatil Mountains until they get to the dwarven community of Iggwilv, which is located about 210 miles north as the crow flies. And so they'll probably be on the road at least 2 weeks or so, perhaps more, bringing whatever it is that they have to bring up there and then figuring out where they're going to go from there. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I want to give a special props out to Teddy Grams. Josh, appreciate you coming by and stepping in for Monkey when he couldn't be here to run Tarikas. I think you did him proud. I think that you played him exactly like Monkey would do, nonstop, one after the other, Toll the Dead. That's pretty much his go-to of what he does. So I think you did well, man. So if you follow, of course, like I said, we will be gaming on Monday, this coming Monday. There is no stream next Thursday because both Teddy and I are gone, although for different reasons. I am going to be up north with the grandkids. We are stealing them from my son and daughter-in-law so they can go on a cruise, and my wife gets to be Gigi for a week all by herself. She's pretty stoked about that. I'm stoked because I got a week off of work. Shit's starting to get to me. And of course that means there's no game next Friday, which is our off week anyway. So like I said, you can catch us Monday for our first edition game. Hopefully we'll see you there. But in the meantime, we're going to find out who we want to. I think Darling Creepshow is, pretty sure that she is, streaming right now. So I saw something pop up on her chat. So I'm going to look and see who we got here. I'm going to get off of mod mode here. Did anybody drop anything here? Nope, no, we did. So, Josh, if you're in chat out there, you can go ahead. I was going to say you can drop them. Yep. And that's for the party.
I'm going to give it to Steven because I said I would give it to him.
Okay. All right. So we're going to give it to Steven for the next time we play. So I'm going to make sure that I write this down as Ethan. Advantage. Not advantages. D20. So Ethan was a nat 20. Thank you, sir. That is now recorded. That is now recorded for the next game. So I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm going to look and see. I'm pretty sure that Darling is streaming, but I don't see. Let's do it this way. It's not letting me out of my moderator chat, damn it. Yeah, she is. So let's do that. Let's bounce over to Darling. She's always a fun one to raid. It's not like we have a bunch of people. Everybody's already dropped. So, Darling show. Let me see. Actually, all right, man. We will see you next time. I'm gonna look and see if I can actually do it from my stream deck. Because look at there, they showed up. So who do we got? There she is. We're gonna bounce over to her. She's got something really strange going on today. I don't know what it is, but she's got some Myriad X's GMing something, and it's called Girls Night Out. So I have no idea. It's not D&D. I don't know what it is. It's probably something made up on the fly, but who knows? It'll be fun. But like I said, hopefully you guys will be with us when we get here Monday, for our first edition game. But in the meantime, just remember, in a world you can be anything that you want. All we ask is that you be kind. We shall see you. Peace. Oh, she's painting. Yay.
Skills.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh boy, 3 raids back to back. DM Sean, hello, Agora Quest. Welcome in, raiders. What's up, y'all? Can I get a shout out for Agora Quest?
Alright, I'm out. I gotta be up.
All right, bud. See ya.
Bye. We're doing
Later.
some
Good night,
terrain
everybody.
stuff.
See ya.
Good night, y'all.
Fun little terrain things today. Little terrain party.